According to our next guest, aging expert Anthony Cirillo, New Year's resolutions are not just for the young anymore. 2020 gave people a lot of time to think about life and what's important. So, as we look now at this new year, 2021, and the idea of resolutions as you age, what should we know and what has changed? Well, let's welcome Anthony Cirillo back to the show to give us some insight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, always a pleasure.
We love having you on the show, and let's start by reminding our viewers why it's so important to set these resolutions, especially as we age.
Exactly. So resolutions really are goals, and goals give us purpose. And that's the key right there, purpose. You know, it actually can help you live longer. Studies have shown that purpose is more an indicator of longevity than your gender, your race, your education, more important than decreasing your risk through, drinking less or smoking or even exercising. So having purpose, having something to wake up for in the morning is important no matter what your age. And there's scientific studies, especially from Rush University, that show if you have purpose, you're less likely to develop Alzheimer's. So there are health benefits. So resolutions or goals and give you purpose, and it's a great thing to have.
Right, there's a great impact on our health. Now, typically, I know when I think of New Year's resolutions, we often hear like weight, losing weight, exercising more, diet, maybe finances. But you believe that this year especially calls for deeper, more, right?
Yeah, I think we need to, amp it up a little bit. We know that by February or even third week in January, people have already given up on their resolutions. And I think we need to think deeper about our resolutions. And I'll speak personally. My wife and I are in our 60s. We're healthy. We're active. We're financially secure. We have a full life. Yet in 2020, we question everything. Pandemics and politics change the nature of relationships. We realize how much we miss the family, the closest being 530 miles away. And then, we had good friends who realized the same and went and moved out to be closer to their only son. I mean, that is bold, out to Nevada from, Charlotte, North Carolina. We haven't pulled any big triggers yet, but we haven't ruled out any either. I mean, we realize how grateful we are. So what we did in 2020, and we'll continue, we did more charity work, serving on boards. We stepped up our game there, and we even became a little bit politically active because, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, observing, whining, and complaining are going to get you nowhere, but action does. So I think in summary, it's about looking at those deeper issues and life decisions, and then maybe craft your resolutions around those. Not to say that the other things that we talk about all the time aren't important. They are.
Now, you do actually a lot of work in family caregiving. So I want to know from you how that changed back in 2020, and how does it impact maybe goals and resolutions moving into this year and really thinking about 2021?
Sure. We created a whole new category, COVID caregivers, that it's really upping the numbers of family caregivers that are out there. Senior living took a huge hit, not just nursing homes. People who are contemplating going into senior living have, 35% have said, yeah, we're not. Senior living occupancy is down to 80%. What does that all mean? A lot of families have moved mom or dad into their house, whether they're prepared for it or not. So caregiver health is more important than ever, especially during a time when few of us have seen our physician for our normal annual physicals and things like that. So that is the number one thing. We have chronic issues. You're going to have more. There's mental, emotional issues if you're going to, bring a parent home to, age in place with you. So you have to think about that. So the tried and true resolutions about fitness and health, I think, have more importance and practicality in 2021. And of course, what really came to the fore last year is our mental and emotional health. And, if you need help, talk to people, don't keep it in. And I think those are the things that you really need to examine, think about, and act on.
That's great advice. Definitely seek help if you need it. Now, with all of that in mind, is it still good to have just those practical resolutions that can be achieved?
Yeah, and hopefully, like most of us, how many times did we organize our closet last year or organize my office? But, it was a great time and still is a great time to organize your medical records, declutter your home for safety, organize your finances, putting an estate plan together, documenting your wishes in a will and an advance directive. So these are all important. If you don't have them, you still need them, and these are great times to do that. I'll leave you with the fact that more Americans, according to a survey, are planning to have New Year's resolutions than they did last year. And I think when we get to that deeper thinking that I talked about earlier, I think some of these are important to keep in mind. Will this resolution get you closer to how you want to feel, right? Will it give you the energy you desire to create? Will it help you operate from a place of abundance? And will the resolution impact you years down the road? And I think when we think about them deeper, even those resolutions about fitness and mental health, you take care of yourself now, it's going to impact how you age. So there's short-term but long-term consequences as well.
Beautiful, beautiful words and great advice. Tell us your website one more time.
TheAgingExperience.com.